Basically, we just want to thank you for stopping in to see our video. We appreciate you, and we know that you are great, fantastic, and I bet you're good looking too. Wouldn't you think? They gotta be good looking if they're checking out our videos, right?
Well, just good looking if they are who they are.
That's true. That's true. I forgot. My bad. But they're smart. I give you that. They're smart for checking out our videos. Anyway, just wanted to be this is gonna be a quick one. I don't know how where you guys all come from, but for us, like, I came from a Catholic background, and Linda came from a, well, you can know.
Southern Baptist.
Yeah. Did you like roll on the floor and stuff?
No.
No? The only thing that I remember back in the beginning, and I don't mean like Adam and Eve, but I mean back like when we got married, I went with her a couple of times to church as she went to mine. And she felt like mine was more like aerobics, right?
Well, aerobics, and it's like you stuck out like a sore thumb if you weren't Catholic with the up and down, up
You
and
got to
down.
know when to stand up, when to kneel,
And
when to sit. It's all about follow through, you know what I mean?
I guess.
But on the Baptist side, it was more along the lines of everybody wanted to touch everybody. I don't really like people touching me. I mean, I'm past that now, and I'm okay with it, but at the time, I didn't really like people touching me, and her church, they all like to touch. But anyway, growing up, I remember my folks, they didn't really know the Bible that well. At least in our family, and all my cousins and everyone else doesn't really know the Bible that well. They look at the Bible as basically a book to teach you out of. Whether that's right or wrong isn't the point. The point is that they didn't really know it real well. And they would throw things out. And it
Folks would, or the
my
priest
folks. My folks would throw things out like, for instance, it's harder for a camel to get through the eye of a needle than it is for a rich man to go to heaven. And they would throw that out when I would come up with some idea that I had that I could maybe make some money doing it. You know, and I could make a lot of money doing it, right? And they'd throw that out at me. So it really stuck in my freaking head, but I could never figure it out. It's like, how in the...
Why is it bad?
Well, I don't know how you get a camel through the eye of a needle, and what the heck is the eye of a needle, you know? I looked it up, Googled it, and what it amounts to is the eye of a needle. My dad told me that the eye of a needle was back in the days of Jesus and before, back that times, I don't know what you want to call those times, but anyway, back with the Romans and things. The way you got into town was they had these big gates, and you could go into town, you'd have your camels and your carts and everything else. But later on at night, they only had just a little bitty spot where you could go in, and you'd open up that door, but you'd have to bend down to get in, and so a camel or a wagon or nothing could fit through there. Made really pretty good sense. Not as far as how a rich man can get to heaven, but whatever. But I looked it up, Googled it. Proud of myself, too. Anyway, what the eye of a needle is just exactly what it says. It's the eye of a needle, like a sewing needle. Got it? And, yeah, I don't know what that is, but that's maybe sewing. But anyway. Also, the word camel and the word rope, way back in the day in the language of Aramaic, actually meant the same thing. So when you, yeah, it's spelt the same, and so when you would say it's harder to get to heaven, like it's harder to get a camel through the eye of a needle than it is for a rich man to get to heaven, what that basically meant that it was harder to basically put a rope through the eye of a needle, not a camel. That made way more sense.
But it was easier to do that than for a rich man to get to heaven.
Yeah,
That's what you're saying.
but the whole thing around that wasn't that it's bad to be rich. It's bad to idolize rich or to use people in order to get money, for the love of money. You never want to use people for the love of money. You want to love people and use money. And use that money to make things better for people, which is what we're all about. We pretty much, not even pretty much, we do offer as much help as we can to you, and we're not asking you for any money. Money comes, as long as I help enough people, and one of our goals is to be a walking reward for 10,000 fantastic people, money comes. Don't worry about the money. Worry about you. Worry about loving your neighbor. And don't do things to people that you wouldn't want done to yourself. I don't want to preach by any means. I'm not a preacher, right?
No.
That's not me. But just looking at things as what's right is right and what's wrong is wrong. Anyway, well, I said it was going to be a quick video. Probably isn't. So, sorry. But, hey, on the upside, don't forget, you're good looking and you're great. Not to mention, you're smart for watching these videos, right?
Yep.
Yeah. So we'll talk to you on the flip side.